Hey everybody, welcome back to Grant and Marissa.
Today, we've got a busy day planned in Kyoto, where we'll visit some of the most famous shrines and temples in this magical city. From the Golden Temple at Kinkaku-ji to the 1,000 torii gates of Fushimi, Inari, come along as we explore Kyoto. Good morning.
Good morning.
Day 2 in Kyoto.
Yeah.
So we had a really good breakfast at the hotel.
Very good. Very full.
Yeah, they had like a really nice buffet, but then they also have like these, like a menu, and you can order a thing off the menu. So you got an omelet. I got a waffle with like strawberry and whipped cream, and it was delicious.
My omelet looked like the most perfect.
It was a visually stunning omelet.
The Japanese definitely know how to make something look and taste
Really
good.
pretty. Yeah.
So this morning,
Where are we going?
We're currently walking to Kyoto Station to meet our tour.
Are we going?
We're just going.
Okay. I'm just checking.
We're going to Kyoto Station to meet up with our tour. We're going to go for a tour all around Kyoto, see all of the things,
All of the
literally
temples.
all the temples, pretty much.
All of the shrines.
It's gonna be a long tour, but we thought it'd be a good way to knock everything off our list, you know.
It's like a Kyoto greatest hits kind of situation.
Yeah. So that way, we have another full day here tomorrow, so we'll be able to kind of either do things again that we kind of liked and feel like we need to do more of, or just walk around at our own pace tomorrow. Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll be there soon, and then we'll start sharing
See all the
sharing
things.
the tour. Yeah.
Hi, we are at Kiyomizu-dera Temple.
Yeah.
Took 3 tries. This is our first stop of the day.
Yeah. And we'll keep walking around here, but this is beautiful.
Yeah. It's really awesome. Kind of good. This beautiful mountain. And then you can see Kyoto city proper in the background. It's really beautiful. Hi, Grant. All right, let's keep going.
Yeah.
Keep exploring, as it were.
So this is that stage.
Okay, so they told us that this stage area, the big stage, is famous because at some point 200 people jumped over the side to test their faith, and 170 lived, which is kind of shocking.
Yeah.
Apparently
It was pretty high.
They landed in trees.
Yeah, there were more trees here apparently.
You can see there's waterfalls down there. We're gonna drink from those later. One is for love, one is for intelligence, and one is for long life. And we got 2 of the 3, so we're gonna go for long life.
You can either go down the steps to get down there, or she said you get a better shot of this from over here. Right?
So we're gonna go over to the small stage to get a shot of the big stage. So, Marissa confession. I am terrified of heights and ledges, so this is like really challenging for me. It's fine. We're gonna be fine.
Okay.
Photographer Grant and activated.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That's the stage where we were before, and then way in the background is Kyoto. We're gonna take the stairs down to the waterfalls because our theory is that it's gonna be less crowded this way and we can get some better footage.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna turn the camera around and then I'm gonna try and walk downstairs and film at the same time, which if you know me, you're grimacing right now because I trip a lot. So let's give this a go. Grant's like running in front of me. This is gonna be like the most unsteady footage in the world. Grant, I need you to know that I did put the little wrist strap on, so if I do trip, I at least won't throw the camera down the stairs.
Thank you.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
I do what I can. Right. This is really beautiful, though.
Yeah.
I'm glad we went this way. I think it's probably more peaceful, despite my inner terror. I'm just saying, there's a reason we live in a ranch house. Okay, Marissa made it down the stairs without falling, so that's exciting.
So these are the water fountains we were talking about.
Oh, we have to get in line.
Yeah.
So, we've got how much time left?
We have about 30 minutes total
Okay.
left. But
So, she said it takes about 15 minutes for most people to walk back. So, you don't really need a ton of time if you're coming to this temple by yourself.
yeah.
It's pretty small.
It will take a little bit of time if you do want to. Are we like going up the thing?
I don't
we
know
are.
where we're going.
I think
Where
we
are the
might have.
stairs?
I think we might. Okay. I think this is the ramp down.
Okay.
Okay. Don't mind us.
Don't mind us,
I
we're
think we were
lost.
meant to go that way.
I think it was closed off though.
Was it? I don't know. We'll see. No, like it's actually pretty small.
Yeah, it is pretty small.
Like this is like, you probably only need like, 15 minutes or so to go over and get your photos.
Yeah, and it's it's like 9 a.m. and it's already very crowded.
Yeah, definitely come here early. I think that's probably the advice for all of these temples.
yeah.
So obviously you can't get to all of them
Early, but
early, but this one I could see will get very busy. And then the main thing, we didn't opt to do it because we don't have a ton of time, is the drinking from this water fountain. You have to line up. As you can see here, there's already maybe 20 people in line.
20 people
And
in line.
because people generally are going up like group at a time or one.
Yeah.
Or
Do we go this way? Oh, I see an arrow
It's
pointing.
this way. Yeah.
We found the way up. So that's good. Oh my god.
Yeah, don't feel like you don't need a ton of time
Yeah.
here. Definitely if you want to sit and sort of take it in and appreciate it and stuff, but I don't think you don't need hours.
No.
You probably only need like 30 minutes here
Yeah.
max.
So they did say, our tour guide, whose name is Rena, she's very sweet, did say that, sorry. This is very much like a taste of tour, so we're not going to be at any particular place super long.
Yeah.
It's just going to be like, you get there, you see it, you go.
Yeah.
So,
Which is good. That's what we kind of wanted because
yeah.
if we love something and feel like we need more time, we can come back tomorrow.
Yeah, and also generally speaking, when we do touristy things, we tend to move pretty quickly, like quicker than most people.
Yeah.
So this feels like it might be a very Grant and Marissa pace. Grant stopped to take photos. Sometimes I don't know what he's gonna do, and then he disappears on me.
But no, this is beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. You can get it done fairly quickly. And yeah, definitely a good one to do, I think, on a tour like this.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially because you have to come up kind of a mountain to come up here, right? So
You want to walk in the shade?
yeah, tour makes it easier to get up here because the bus will drive up, and then you still have to climb up a considerable.
You still have to climb up a considerable hill. So yes, know that if you are coming to Kyoto, it's much hillier than Tokyo, and it is a lot of incline if you're doing temples and stuff. So just mentally prepare yourself.
Yeah,
Wear good
pack
shoes.
your walking shoes. Yeah.
Yeah, pack your best shoes. This is very pretty though.
But no, great temple. We'll definitely recommend it.
10 out of 10 temple.
Yeah, nice and peaceful. Especially if you get ahead of the crowds like we are right now. It's nice and quiet.
That's our goal always, is to get ahead of the crowds. So while we're in the quiet, one thing we learned on our tour last night that hasn't been mentioned so far this morning is the difference between temples and shrines.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah.
So what we learned last night is that the two major religions in Japan, do we gotta go that?
I think we can go around this one.
Okay. There's two major religions in Japan, Buddhism and Shintoism. And a shrine will have a torii gate.
Torii gate,
I
yeah.
always want to call it Nori gate, and I don't know why.
Torii gate.
Torii gate in front of it, and that is a Shinto thing.
Shintoism, yeah.
Yeah. So if it's a shrine, it's Shintoism. A temple is Buddhism. So that's good to know. But she said that the two have become very conflated over time. In
They'll have
Japan,
elements of each.
they've shared elements of each, and a lot of families will kind of practice a mixture of both. So that was really interesting to learn.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad we kind of had that foundation and context for the things we're seeing today.
Yeah. So just to show where we are right now, if you can just flip it around. So we just sort of went through the entire shrine, and then you walk around kind of the outside after the waterfall, and you come back to the entrance. And we didn't show this because we were getting let in, but this is an area where big stairs that lead up to these big pagodas and entrance shrines. Really pretty here.
It's really beautiful. So, and then you basically walk down through like a little village of touristy souvenir stalls, but like the cutest little touristy souvenir stalls you've ever seen in your life. So we are at Sanjusangen-do Temple, which, funnily enough, is right next to our hotel.
Yeah, right. We got on the tour bus.
Actually, it is the longest temple in Japan. It is 1,000 meters long, or no, 100 meters long, I think, and it has 1,001 statues. The goddess Cannon, who's a goddess of mercy, and it was so you can't film in there because it is like a sacred space. So we just walked through it. It was really beautiful and like very peaceful and calming, and it was really incredible.
Yeah, and there's statues of all the other like gods in front of.
Yeah, gods of Buddhism.
Yeah.
So we might do a little stroll through this garden real quick before we head back to the bus. What time is it?
9:58. So it's like 15 minutes.
Yeah. So there's this.
Yeah, this was beautiful. Definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, I think we both kind of preferred. So we have this really beautiful garden. That is right next to our hotel. But yeah, I think we both preferred this temple to the last one, just because it felt you have to take your shoes off when you go in. It's quiet.
Everyone's very quiet.
It's very quiet and reverent, and it felt less touristy and more respectful of what it is.
Yeah.
So, and we were first in and first out, and we don't have a lot of time here. So we might be some of the only people that get to stroll through the garden, which we love that. This is truly beautiful. You can see how pretty it would be in a couple weeks when all the leaves change, and then also in cherry blossom season. So if you come here in either of those seasons, I recommend that. I'm trying to talk quietly.
But yeah, I feel like a lot of these all these like little temples you can do them fairly quickly and get that's why I think like one of these tours is actually pretty good because you don't need to spend an entire day here.
You can also walk out that way.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to walk that way. So. See, the leaves are starting to change. We're just a hair too early. This is really beautiful. So one more thing about this temple and that I've noticed in Japan in general is it seems like it's fairly accessible considering how old a lot of things are. A lot of things do have ramps. The doors here seem pretty wide, like wheelchair accessible. And we were coming around, basically you walk down the front of the hall and you see all the statues and then you kind of loop around and there's like some museum-y exhibits. And one of the things that they had was a scale model of the temple. So if you were blind or visually impaired, it's tactile, you can touch it, so you can get a sense of the scope of the building. So I just thought that was like a really cool thing that they had in there. And it definitely seems like Japan is doing pretty good with accessibility. I've seen a lot of braille and things, so just wanted to point that out.
Yeah.
So we're in the bamboo forest. It's a ton of people. And so to be really transparent, Shibuya Crossing, Scramble, fine. Megaton Kyoto, fine. Being in the crushes of mostly American tourists, sensory overload. I almost had a panic attack. So that's fun. It's also about 1,000 degrees out.
Yeah, it's really hot.
It's really hot. So between the heat and just a lot of people talking really loudly, not great for Marissa. But we're gonna keep going.
Let's just like look around there. It is very pretty. Like obviously there's people, a lot of people everywhere, but it is beautiful though, and it's definitely still worth. Even with a lot of people in here,
Yeah.
you can still get a few photos and stuff without. Like right now, see, you can see it's not the exact spot, but you can kind of see like you can see all the bamboo and you can see.
Yeah. So as long as you're creative with your photos, you can definitely get them without people, but just know it's
But
in reality.
if you really
it's a lot
want
of
like
people.
to stand in the middle of like the walkway with no one in it, get here at like 5 a.m. or something.
All right, we are at Tenryu-ji Temple.
Yeah.
We just walked through the bamboo forest, which was an experience. And there's this really beautiful pond with like giant fish in it, just chilling.
This is very pretty.
Yeah.
I feel like this will look even prettier in the fall or in the spring.
Yeah, we're like a week, 2 weeks too early, but you can just see the gold and the orange starting to pop, and it's beautiful. And then if I'll pan very slowly, and you can see this beautiful temple behind me. So yeah.
All right, we're doing some more vending machine drink
Testing. Okay, so I have a CC lemon, which looks like it looks like it's kind of a fizzy lemon soda. So. It's really refreshing. It's a very light lemony flavor. It actually reminds me. This is incredibly niche. When I was a kid, there was a soda brand called Stewart's, and they had a key lime soda, and it kind of tastes like that, but more lemony. But it's very light, very refreshing.
Is really good. It's I don't think we have it in the US, but in Australia we had it. It's called like a lemon squash. It's like a lemon.
I've seen that in vending machines.
Yeah. It's like a light lemon flavor. It's not like tart like you would.
This isn't tart at all.
It's very sweet, but completely lemon flavor. Okay, that was really good. Now we got this one too. I don't know what it's called.
We found the peach soda at the
found the
temple
peach
the other
soda,
day.
and we have not found it again. So we've been searching, and this had peach on it. So we'll see. I think it's peach water. Yep, that's exactly what it is. So it tastes like, it has the same taste as that soda, but it's not fizzy.
It literally tastes like you're drinking peach juice. Like it tastes like a juicy peach, but I want it to be fizzy.
It's like the juice, you like take it into a bite of the peach, and it's so yeah, it's nice.
Now that we've had the peach soda.
Now that we've had the peach soda, it's
all
ruined.
other things are ruined. So we're a little more than halfway through this tour day. I think next we're going to the Golden Temple.
Yeah, I think so.
And then I think it's after that is the Torii Gates, and that's it.
I think so. Yeah, possibly.
Yeah. We'll be done by 4:30.
Yeah, man. Yeah, this is a long.
It's a long day. Yeah, so we're almost there. No one's cried yet. Doing good.
But yeah, it's very hot today, so that's making it hard.
Incredibly hot, and just know if you are somebody that gets overwhelmed in crowds, like for me, this has been the most challenging part of this trip so far.
Yeah. A lot more like tourists everywhere here, right?
It's a lot more tourists and tourists not paying attention around to their surroundings. I think because when you're in a city, you're naturally a little more alert to what's around you, and everybody's just kind of wandering around bumping into each other, which is like
everyone's not as like courteous and stuff as they were in Tokyo.
Yeah. So, but it's fine. It's still beautiful. I'm still
Kyoto's
enjoying myself.
Kyoto's great. Yeah.
I'm still really enjoying myself. I'm really enjoying the tour. I can feel my words are hard. My levels of like what I can handle right now are dipping quite low.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go sit on the bus because we're all supposed to be back by 1:15. It's 1:03, and we have a bet going that no one else is gonna make it back because she only gave us like 20 minutes.
She gave us like 20 minutes in, and the park, like the shrine was like, it was like a 20-minute walk away. So we're like, as soon as she told us, we're like, oh, we gotta go back.
We're just gonna book it back, and we haven't seen anybody else.
Yeah, so we're gonna get on the bus, and we'll see you at the next place.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have made it to the Golden Temple.
We made it to the Golden Temple. So she was explaining on the bus that there's 3 floors, and they each represent a different thing. And I'm pulling out my phone because I wrote it down because I knew I wouldn't remember. So the bottom floor represents the palace, and it's not golden because he didn't like the nobility. The second floor was for samurai, and the third is for Zen because he was a very devout Buddhist.
Yes. It's very pretty. It's very gold. It's very shiny.
It's very gold, and there's a little phoenix on top, which is kind of cool. This is what you do when you have way too much money and power.
All right.
All right. So we're here outside the Golden Shrine where we can walk.
We can walk to back to the bus. Because it's Grant, he had to get a sweet
It's a million
treat.
degrees, and I'm normally not a fan of matcha, but that's back home. Not a fan of matcha, so we thought we'd try this here.
It's matcha soft serve. How was it?
It's not bad. Like, matcha here is definitely better. It's not as grassy. Right?
That's refreshing.
Yeah.
I don't
hate it. It's like, it's not as sweet as I probably like, but
that one bite for me was probably fine. I don't know if I need more than that, but it's not bad.
no, it's nice. It's refreshing. It's in like a soft serve, so it's...
And we gotta mosey our way back to the bus. Thank you.
No, great. Yeah, recommended.
Yeah.
Matcha soft serve outside the Golden Temple. Yeah.
Yeah. the loop of the torii gates. So there's a loop. So you go up one way and come back down on the other. If you don't have it in your soul to climb the whole mountain, which after about 8 hours of touring, I don't know if I do. Grant's threatening to drag me back here at 4 a.m. when there's no one here to take photos. There's a solid chance he'll get away with it. He's doing his thing. I'm telling the good people of YouTube that you're threatening to drag me back here at 4 a.m. So these are smaller torii gates, and the guide was telling us that depending on, you can donate money, and then they build a torii gate and they put your name on it and when it was built. And so the number is always growing because you can still donate money, and the amount of money you spend determines the size of your torii gate. So Grant is in photography heaven. This is actually so much quieter than I thought it would be. This is quite lovely. This is beautiful. We had to stop for photos.
Yeah, surprisingly, we can get like some photos here without other people
Without
in it,
massive
or
people.
without at least tons of people.
Yeah.
It seemed to be everyone was outside the torii gate area, and then in here it's actually quiet enough, which is kind of crazy.
Quiet. Sometimes Marissa sits while Grant takes photos. It's really hot. Smile for the camera.
Yeah, so I think like this, despite like the crowd, there was a lot of crowd. Yeah, the crowds
There's
are
a lot of
everywhere.
people.
If there was no one here, it would be a million times better. And you could probably do that if you come here at 4 a.m., right?
Please don't make me do that.
But I think despite that, and we did expect the crowds, this actually did live up to the hype, as at least as a photography sort of nerd. Like going through there and like the lighting and like the color, like how
Yeah.
bright those, they're here. These have been here for so long, right? But the colors are so vibrant. They obviously keep up like repainting them, and
Yeah.
like the colors are so vibrant. You get the cool lighting coming through all the different gates, and yeah, it's definitely kind of lived up to my
Okay.
expectations.
So somebody's coming here. What can they do to get really good photos? Because I know nothing, and you're a genius. So educate the people.
I think without like, don't be a and set up a tripod at 4 in the afternoon and expect 500 people behind you to stop. Don't do
Like
that.
in the middle of
Yeah,
torii
right in the
gates.
middle of the torii gates. Don't do that, please. The key here is to just like, hey.
Start again.
Yes, I think there's definitely some tips, I think, to get photos without people. Like, in saying that too, having a few people in your photos isn't the end of the world. I don't think you have to have photos with no one in them, but you can, if you can strategically use the corners. So when you come to the area where there's the highest density of the gates, right? That part where we go through, there's
Where it
sort of
curves.
there's a few natural curves in there. So if you can just wait, you can just slow down for a second, you'll naturally just get some parts where people will turn the corner and you won't see them anymore, and just whip out your camera then and just take them quickly, and
Just whip
you
it
can
out.
get just whip it out.
That's what she said.
And like, yeah, you can definitely, I'll put some photos over this while
Yeah.
I'm talking. I can show
Yeah.
like, we definitely got some, you can't see anyone and you don't have to hold up the entire line behind you, right?
Yeah.
There's definitely some people that were doing that,
And
I think.
you'll get some really great photos where it looks like you're the only person there
Yeah.
without be intrusive to anyone else, but you'll still get that Instagram shot that you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I was saying, but alternatively, come here super early in the morning and you can get your shot and maybe set up like your shot, get it exactly perfect. But
Or that.
but if you can't, if you're here at 4 p.m. with the thousands of people everywhere, you can still make it work.
Yeah.
And if not, you'll still get amazing photos. Like I took some photos where I just went right up to the edge of the gate and like just look at the edge of the gate and take some pictures there. And it's like,
I'm so excited to see them.
yeah.
When we get home. So this was the last stop on our perfect day Kyoto Shrine and Temple tour. So we started about 8 o'clock this morning. It's about 4:30 now. It's been a really long, really hot day, but initial thoughts.
This tour was great. Yeah, I think especially if you've only got a limited amount of time.
Yeah.
A limited amount of time in Kyoto, you knock off everything.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these spots were very far away from each other. You would have to catch multiple buses and public transport or get taxis, and it would be very expensive, I think, and time consuming, even more so.
Yeah.
So I think if you do something like this, it's the most efficient way to do it.
Yeah. So if you're doing like 3 days in Kyoto, which I think is kind of what a lot of people do, like this is definitely a good full day. I liked doing it at the beginning, so we kind of have that like foundation, a little bit of history and stuff, and then getting to see all that was really
and
cool.
some of the places were only here for a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
So, but I think you can find what you like. Maybe if you are here for a couple of days, come back to something if there was something you really enjoyed.
And what was really nice is all the fees for the shrines and temples was included. So that was all taken care of. We did have a buffet lunch, which was really cool.
Yeah,
it was really good
I was
for
surprised
a
by
buffet
it.
lunch.
Honestly, it was better than I anticipated.
Yeah. It was a lot of just like Japanese lunchy things. There's like a million little fried things and Japanese curry and miso soup, and like they had some really fabulous pineapple sorbet and vanilla ice cream. That was really great in the middle of the day. Also, shout out to our tour guide, Rena. She's been on the job only a few weeks apparently, and she did it. She was really informative, really, really fun.
Yeah.
And also did a really good job of making sure everybody got back to the bus on time because we had some stragglers.
Yeah. And speaking of, we gotta go.
We gotta go.
Meet so we don't miss the bus.
Yep, that would be bad. Bye. Okay, so we came to the end of our tour, and it was a 20-minute bus ride back to Kyoto Station where we started, and that was going to be a 20-minute walk uphill to our hotel. And we did that walk yesterday with our suitcases and almost died. So we made a bit of a choice.
So we decided just to sort of end the tour there and just walk home from the Tenryu-ji Shrine. And this will be about 35 minutes, so it's going to be probably a little shorter. And we found this cute little like canal here. So we're just like strolling alongside this
like little canal at sunset.
Yeah.
Which is honestly way nicer, and so far has 5 more cats than we would have encountered on our bus.
Yeah. Because, it was all done. It was just going to take us back to a spot that was a little further away from our hotel anyway. So
obviously, do not take this as any kind of professional advice to abandon your tour and walk back along a canal. But
sometimes, you can alter. So you can't do it. Like, we're all adults on these kind of tours, right? So you can all make your own decisions. So if you you can alter the plan. Like, you could even do that along the way too. Like, you've paid for it, so you probably don't want to leave like super early on the tour. But
we were literally at the end of it.
Yeah.
And so we just found our tour guide and we let her know so she wasn't like worrying where we would be, that we got lost.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna do a nice little Sunset River walk.
Yeah.
We're gonna go back to the hotel, probably like shower, because I'm pretty sure we both smell it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's gross.
It's been like 90 degrees all day, and we've been out walking a lot.
Lots of walking. Yeah, so we're going back to the hotel.
Oh, this is real.
Oh, this is fine. This is not at all gonna end in us getting murdered. Oh my God, Grant, what are we doing? We are going under train tracks.
Yeah.
Like, we have to like crouch down. We're getting really good footage of Grant's butt right now. So this is the thing that we're doing. Okay, so for the 3rd time, we're going back to the hotel. We're going to shower and change. We're going to eat dinner at the hotel because honestly, we're too tired to go out anywhere.
And also because we booked this this hotel through our Amex Platinum card, and as this is it's called the Fine Hotels Collection. It means not only when we booked the hotel, we got $200 cash back. We also got a bunch of like perks, so stuff about check-in and like different amenities like little upgrades and stuff like that. But you also get $100 of food and beverage credit, so we can have a really nice dinner with some drinks and probably get it for free, which is nice.
We looked at the menus last night, and the Hyatt Regency Kyoto has, not surprisingly, a Japanese restaurant. It also has an Italian restaurant and a cafe. And the cafe has Wagyu beef steak frite and also Wagyu beef Japanese curry.
All right, we just got back from dinner. We had dinner in the hotel because we are exhausted.
So tired. 1,000 steps each.
Yeah, we couldn't bear to walk anywhere further than the lobby of our hotel. But it was actually amazing. I got some Wagyu for the first time.
Wagyu steak.
And it was amazing. It lived up to the hype. And you actually got Wagyu too, but in a different form.
I got Wagyu Japanese curry.
Yeah.
So it was curry and rice, and then surrounded by grilled vegetables that were like perfection.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Really good. Yeah, they've got like a few restaurants here, but this is just sort of their main sort of restaurant.
Yeah, this was like their low tier restaurant, and
That's
it was
super
incredible.
Good. Before we like finish today's vlog, we just wanted to just quickly talk about like the tour we did today. We thought it was amazing. It was exactly what we kind of wanted out of a tour of Kyoto. It showed all of the highlights. I think there's definitely things, if you didn't have an entire day, I would say there's probably things that I would prioritize. I know my personal favorite was probably Fushimi Inari Shrine, which is all the torii gates, the 1,000 torii gates. That definitely lived up to the hype for me. So I would 100% do that again. And if I could only pick one, I would pick that. I don't know what you would pick.
My pick is, I have to look up the name of it, Sanjusangen-do Temple, which is
the one next to our hotel.
the one we could literally see from our hotel room.
So if you're staying at the Hyatt Regency,
You
definitely
can
go
literally
there.
walk next door. I loved that one just because of all the temples we went to. It was, you have to take your shoes off to go inside, and it's 1,000 golden statues, and it is still very much a place of worship, and it felt very solemn and reverent, and you got the weight of it.
It didn't seem as touristy.
It didn't seem as touristy as some of the other places.
Yeah.
And so I enjoyed the atmosphere of that a lot more than some of the crush of some of the other spots.
Yeah, for sure. But I think they're all definitely worth it. I think like doing the tour we did today, definitely worth it. I'll pop a link to that tour.
Yeah.
We just booked it through Viator, so I'll pop that link down below if you want to do the same tour that we did, because it was pretty awesome.
Oh, one last thing. I will say, if you are here in cherry blossom or peak fall foliage seasons, our top two might be slightly different.
Agreed. I think some of the more scenic, like pretty much all of them.
The Golden Temple,
I think,
would definitely be one. And let me look up what the other one was, because I have it right here. The Tenryu-ji Temple.
Yeah.
It's the one. It's right next to the bamboo forest. So you walk through the bamboo forest to get there, and then
very big garden, and
there's a beautiful. It's a World Heritage Site. It's a beautiful garden, and I think we were about 2 weeks too early.
Yeah, I think once all those colors change, right?
Yeah,
all the red will pop sort of in those pictures. Yeah, I think it's all would be very beautiful. Yeah, I think depending the season you're here, a lot of those shrines will, the rankings will probably change.
For sure.
But yeah, no, a great day.
Awesome day. Super tired.
Yeah, but another big day. Well, we have another full day in Kyoto tomorrow. We're probably going to take it a little easier than today.
God, I hope so. I have no idea what we're doing, but it's going to be fantastic, and you should go watch that video.
Yeah, so hit subscribe down below to see that video when it comes out, and we'll see you there. All right, bye.
Bye.